Yo guys, it is your boy Shadow Storm back again with another video. In today's video, we're gonna be reacting to school buses. School buses can be a little crazy. Well, I don't even know what to say about this actually, but all I can just say is to let me not waste your time and get today's video. And
the biggest luxuries of being in high school is finally being able to get the opportunity to drive. Though where I live, most people need their licenses revoked expeditiously. But when we were younger, most people took the bus to school. And this
bro, that is so true, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm like 16 and I can't even drive yet, bro. I don't even have my no. I mean, I can drive, but you feel me? I don't got like my permanent shit, but it's just so much, bro. But people be so lucky to get to have the privilege to drive, man. Come on.
Ultimately made for one of the most horrendous experiences I've ever been a part of. The things that went down on these school buses have my classmates on wanted posters like we're in a Western movie or something. Viewer discretion is advised. So today, we'll be discussing the worst parts about riding the school bus and some of my personal experiences with them. Comment down below your experience of riding the school bus and like and subscribe if you're new. First, we gotta talk about catching the school bus. Now, my bus stop was literally around the corner from my house, but since I actually have respect for myself, I made sure to get as much sleep as possible. This often ended with me having to haul ass to the bus stop like I'm Tyreek Hill. There is nothing that puts more fear in my heart than realizing that I'm late for the school bus. When I was catching the bus, I was late more often than John Morant pistol toes. The worst thing is when—
Bro, that'd be so true, bro. That literally be so true, bro. I'm telling you, every single day when I used to go to school, when I was like in elementary, bro, I promise you, I always keep missing the buses, man. It's not because I do it on purpose. It's just because I just don't want to be like waking up early in the morning and be standing outside in the freezing cold. Like, this is why now I'm in high school and now I'm chosen to be a walker. Now that's something I can work with.
there's snow and ice on the ground, because now I'm moving twice as slow, trying not to bust my ass in front of everyone at the bus stop. I remember once I was running to the bus stop and slipped and landed right on my ass. It felt like my ass bones were broken like Patrick Starr. But my bus driver either came 30 minutes early or an hour late. There was no in between. Every day was literally something different. You had to fucking gamble with your time like a casino. It also sucks when there's a substitute bus driver who doesn't know what time to come and where the bus stops are. They'll drive right past your bus stop and all the kids have to tell them to stop. Once we had a substitute bus driver who took the most obscure route to school. Nobody recognized where the fuck we were going, and we thought he was gonna—
Okay, bro. I understand what he's trying to say, bro. Whoever driving like this at nighttime, bro, you best believe you better. I hope that you have like the best driving skills, because, bro, you can crash legit into anything. If my parents like drove me somewhere and something like this, bro, I promise you, I'm not hopping into that car. 'Cause look how fast he's going. He's going super. He's probably like speeding the video, but I'm still that's just scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That dude would terrify me.
mark us and we end up on the news. But by far the most gut-wrenching and agonizing part about missing the bus stop is telling your parents that you missed the bus. I remember having to build up the courage for this moment, bro. But it's even worse when your parents are sleeping. Sometimes I wouldn't even tell them and just camp in my room or something. But the times I did tell them, the car rides were so awkward to school. The tension—
Oh, bro, I swear that's exactly what I be doing, bro. I remember that's when I was in middle school. I used to take the bus, and every time I missed the bus, bro, it'd be so scary just to like go back home, and then your parents is asleep. So which means you gotta wake them up out of their nap just to tell them that you missed the bus. And bro, I'm telling you, it takes me at least like 5 minutes just to wake them up because, bro, I just know what's coming. I just know what's coming, and it's not gonna be cute.
in the car was thicker than Ice Spice. And you already know if you say a word, they'll slap you into next year. Little does she know, I left my backpack at home. But there's also been times where I missed the bus because this good-for-nothing bus driver drove past me. There'll literally be times where I'm up the street from the bus stop and these morbid motherfuckers would start cosplaying Helen Keller and pretend they couldn't see or hear me. Now we gotta talk about the bus drivers. Now my middle school bus driver was one of the most wicked beings to ever spawn. She was built like a whalmer and always made everybody's day harder than it already was. She had more rolls in the Thanksgiving platter and more chins than—
Yeah, I always say, why is always like bus monitors always big for? Like, come on, man. Like, at least like get worked out or something. But like, I'm not gonna lie, every single bus monitor I ever had, they're always big. Like, what does that say? What does that mean? Like, you just tell me every single bus monitor in the whole world is big at this point? Like, ginormous? Like, come on.
Three Little Pigs. She also wore pants tighter than Shannon Sharp's suits, and she always had on sunglasses. Like, every fucking day. You would have thought her ass was an FBI agent. It would be the middle of winter, no sunlight for miles, but she still would have them on. Not to mention her leather skin that would probably make the lizard jealous. Not even Jergens could save her ass. She was dead-ass petrifying to look at. Her teeth also looked like kernels of corn, but the only thing that was uglier than her face was her personality. Her raspy-ass voice would give niggas nightmares like Freddy Krueger. All she did was yell at us and call us all types of despair. She deadass was a bigger op than most of my teachers. All she did was feed off of sadness like Pennywise feeds off of fear. Like I said earlier, she would either come early or a couple days late, no in between. And then she had the nerve to try to yell at us for not being at the bus stop on time. My nigga, you're here 10 minutes early. It's also horrendous when you have to sit outside in the rain or snow for like 20 minutes waiting.
Hell no. Best believe I'm going home. If I'm gonna have to go on the bus stop and knowing damn well that it's snowing or raining, best believe I'm going straight home. I don't give it. I don't care I don't care. I really don't care. Because I'm not gonna be standing there for at least up to 3 minutes just for a whole bus just to come get me while I'm over there shivering in my pants, or two, or I'm just straight up wet from head to toe. Like what? No, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm best believe I'm going straight home and and then my parents are gonna drive me to school. That's all that's gonna happen.
For these niggas. They also made everything into a big ass deal. Like we would just be chilling on the bus, laughing and enjoying life as youthful niggas. Then they got the nerve to talk about, I swear I'll turn this bus around. But one time this wicked individual actually executed with this plan. She
and they never do. They never do.
Just wait back at the school for like 10 minutes. Now, as most of y'all know, the back of the bus is where the cool kids usually sit. But I said,
yo, that is always true, bro. Always like the quietest kids, like the kids that are always so quiet are like always in the front. And always like always like the loudest kids that you can ever think of, and like maybe like the coolest kid, maybe all the way in the back. And best believe, there's a high chance that people in the back are black. I'm telling you, even Rosa Parks, if you told people like to put the black people in the front, but best believe all the cool kids are black or sitting in the back. That's always true. I don't know why. It's
factor because I want to stay as far away as possible from this revolting motherfucker. Now we gotta talk about the kids on the bus. Now if you thought these demented niggas were only crazy on school grounds, then you must be as foolish as Richard Watterson, because that shit gets amplified by 80% when we get on the bus. First you got the niggas who treat the bus like a fucking rave and act like they've eaten 12 pounds of shrooms. These nuisances would always scream at the top of their fucking lungs like banshees. And they'll be talking about the most random shit. Talking about, I drank 15 cartons of milk at lunch today. My nigga, first of all, we don't want to hear about your twisted tales about lunch. And second of all, your stomach gonna be hitting the Macarena later. But ultimately, these niggas be talking about the corniest and most irrelevant shit ever. I don't know how these niggas would be so fucking hype at 7 in the morning. There were also the kids who constantly...
Bro, I don't even know what, bro. This is why I don't like taking the bus, bro, because sometimes there's always some kids on the bus, bro, and they be talking about the most outrageous shit ever as you can ever talk about. And I hate when little kids talk to me on the bus. It's clearly to just be really annoying at this point. They just be talking random shit at this point. Like, I really want to smack them for real. Like, I actually just want to, like, take my hand and smack them. But you know, if I did that, I would be dead wrong. But
random shit like water bottles and glue sticks towards the front of the bus. One time a fight was broke out because a kid threw a book or something and it hit a girl. Most of the time I stayed off the crossfire, but if I ever got hit, I was gonna turn that shit into Armageddon. Another thing that went down on the school buses were roast sessions. Now, unlike the first activities I described, I actually partook in these ventures. The shit that we were saying to each other probably can't be repeated on YouTube, but just know that we weren't holding back whatsoever. We were roasting niggas' looks, clothes, grades, moms, dads, pets. Nothing was fair. And obviously there are the niggas who turned the bus into an MMA.
yo, I hate when people roast each other because, bro, you know when you be roasting, you know when your friends be roasting each other, right? And that you just know that you're just like spectating, like just sitting in a circle, right? But you know and you know you did a little chuckle, right? And then boom, everybody's quiet and they all just stare at you. Bro, that's when you know your heart drops down to your damn balls. I'm telling you, that's why I hate being your
tournament every day. But the worst thing I ever witnessed with my optical organs is someone pissing in a bus seat. I don't think I've ever been more disgusted in my entire life. And I guess this nincompoop had never let a drop of water touch his lips because his piss made the entire bus smell like a decomposing whale carcass. But then when the bus turned a quarter, it started flowing off the seat and made a puddle in the aisle. My nigga, I practically teleported to the front of the bus. There's also the kids who violate my ears with their onslaught of SoundCloud music playing off their Fisher-Price ass speaker. All of these unethical individuals made the bus ride one of the most damning experiences of my life. Now we gotta talk about the actual bus rides. According to Section 8, Article 27 of the School Bus Commandments, if you see another bus from your school, you are legally required to taunt them niggas. We were flipping each other off.
Whoa! Yo, this is so true, bro. This is so true. I remember on the last day of school, and then on the last day of school, and then we were going past another bus, and it was from a different school. But best believe, for some reason, me and my homies, we literally had water guns, like just equipped it in our book bags. And bro, we were having a gunfight, like a water gun shootout, right in the middle of the road in the street. cross buses, and it'd be so funny. But I'm telling you, the bus driver be so shitty, bro. I'm telling you, it'd be funny though.
Now, I don't know what type of drugs my bus drivers were taking back then, but it had to have been something stronger than Luferignum, because these niggas were driving like they had 5 stars in GTA. These niggas were hitting corners at top speeds like we were fleeing from 12 or something. Not to mention the road we were driving on looked like Hulk had just finished getting sturdy on them. So every time she would put the pedal to the fucking metal, everybody in the bus would get thrown.
Yo, I'm just not gonna lie, bro. But I don't think bus drivers can drive, bro. Like, what the hell? Like, every time I be on the bus, I be like, oh, pause, bro. You know, bro, don't do it like that. But pause though. But literally, every single time when I'm on the bus, bro, they always be bumping and shit. Like, I can't really do anything. I'm trying to sleep on the window. Listen, I'm trying to sleep on the window. Right? I'm trying to sleep on the window, and I put my head on the window. But every single time, they always be speeding. They go, oh. My head be hitting the damn way, but they give me a headache, bro. They be giving me a straight headache. This is why I don't drive buses, bro. They can't drive, bro, this way.
Around like we were in a tornado. But the worst shit was when she would suddenly stop quick as hell. This shit would legit give us all whiplash. Or you would get thrown into the seat right in front of you faster than the speed of light. I don't know how our buses weren't required to have seatbelts, because that probably would have saved all types of niggas from trauma and physical pain. And don't even try to lay your head against the window of the bus and let you on a fractured skull and a grade 3.
That's what I'm saying. I just said that.
Mentally chopper. All I was trying to do was catch some Z's, and now my head feels like an electric razor. Maybe this explains why most of the kids I went to school with couldn't count past 10. The bus windows knocked their brain cells out like SpongeBob. Another common school bus elder we had to deal with was that there was no air conditioning. At the beginning and end of the school year, we were literally sitting in a fucking toaster. We would try to pull the windows down, but they were jankier than a Samsung Galaxy. They were either impossible to pull down.
I don't know what school bus we be going on to. I'm telling you, my school bus, they be having AC. Anytime we tell like the bus driver that it's hot, shit, he or she be turning on the code, right? So I don't know what type of school he be going to, but I'm telling you, my school bus be alright.
Or they fell down instantly and would crush your fingers like a tin can. But we'll come back to the windows at a later time. The leather seats would also reach temperatures hotter than Megan Good, but that's if the seats have any leather left, because I'm convinced that most school seats look like they just finished scrapping.
Right, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I remember last time I was like, bro, every single time the school buses, the seats always be like having holes. They be going straight deep. You could stick your whole finger and put your finger straight in that mug and then twist up. Like you can just do whatever you want. But don't do it the way how you think you're gonna do it. I just say your finger. I didn't say your other thingy. Like, come on now.
Wolverine. My bus seats literally were torn to shreds like an old chew toy or something. Like you would have thought we went to school with Edward Scissorhands. They also left those wrinkly ass lines on your body all the time too. The buses were dirty as hell too. There was garbage everywhere and it always smelled like rancid ass cheeks in there. It also took so much self-resistance to try and not pull this red lever, bro. But one time somebody did pull it, and as y'all may know, it makes the most ear-piercing sound. So the bus driver had to pull over and put it back in place. She then proceeded to yell at that nigga for 20 minutes. Now look, I understand what he did was wrong, but I'm gonna need you to get back behind the wheel because I got 2K to play and homework to ignore. But the bus evacuation drills were kind of cool, except for the part where they expect everybody to get off the bus like we're strolling down the street for afternoon coffee or something. My nigga, if some shit really goes down on the bus like a fire, I'm tackling niggas like I'm Trent Williams. Now we gotta talk about the bus rules. Like I mentioned earlier, putting down the windows was like committing a crime, but now I want to talk about how you're not allowed to eat on the bus. Our bus driver always threatened that she would always watch the camera.
Okay, look, yeah, bro. I understand about eating food on the bus because you can make a big ass mess because but still, but like, come on, man. We're hungry. We're trying to eat food, like trying to eat food on the way to school or to home, right? But like, come on, man. You over here exaggerating over the smallest thing at this point.
Back to see if we were eating. Nobody in their right mind believed the word that came out of her mouth. So niggas were bringing entire picnics to that bus, bro. And I get that someone could possibly choke and whatnot, but that might be a better option than dying from starvation. Another thing worth mentioning are assigned seats. One year my bus driver had...
Ooh, bro, I hated it. Because they always be putting me by the weirdest people that I can ever think of, and sometimes be the people I even hate to begin with, bro. Like, they know, the school buses, they know what they're doing, right? The bus drivers, they know what they be doing when they putting you next to the person you hate and don't love.
They're giving assigned seats based on last name, and the nigga that sat next to me is probably the most nutty entity of all time. And for all the bus drivers who assign seats to students, there's an RPG with your name written all over it. But I think that's gonna cover everything for this video, man. Comment down below your personal experiences with school buses, and let me know what else you want to see next. But
yo, but that video was actually really nice. I actually enjoyed that video from watching it. And I'll probably be watching more videos from that guy, or probably again very soon, you know. And all I gotta say, if you made it to the end, please like it. Just got to my YouTube channel. Obviously, my Instagram name will also be linked in the description below. And that's all I gotta say. You know, Shadow Storm X3S out.